What's happening? I'm N64 Josh, and this is Twitch Chat. This is the podcast I've been wanting to start, and I have a couple episodes recorded. I haven't put them out anywhere yet, but one of the things I'm going to do is live Q&A with my chat, and so we're going to get started. And Rad Panda has the first question here. I do record this live, twitch.tv/N64Josh. Right now, we're going to do the Q&A 10 a.m. on Wednesday mornings. Okay, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Wednesday mornings. If you want to come hang out, come check out a stream and you have questions. I've been making content for like 11 years, so I feel like I can help people out, and that's the point of this. I just want to see you guys grow. I want to help you guys grow. So here we go. The chat is saying hi, YouTube. Rad Panda says hi, YouTube. So let's see. Panda says, I'd like to start streaming Switch games soon. Is it possible to do that on a single monitor setup? This is a good question. This is a good question. So you're gonna have to. It's gonna depend somewhat on your setup. When I first started streaming, I kid you not, I streamed off of a laptop, and I would. Let's see. Hang on. Let me back it up. I did have a dual. Okay, so I had a second monitor. The tricky part's going to be chat. Okay, this tricky part's going to be chat. With a single monitor, you'll be able to get your gameplay. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be really tough, honestly. It's going to be tough for you to be able to do single monitor. If you have a capture card with like zero delay, like the HD60 Plus, HD60S Plus, you may be able to play off of that and then be able to do everything on a single monitor, but you're probably going to have to be playing on a very small screen because you're going to have your chat up. Now, I know with some like there's different plugins for like OBS and Streamlabs OBS where you can put the chat like on like over your gameplay, so that you could possibly do that as well, so you could read chat. So I'm of the mind that like I will tinker with something and work at something until I can make it work. If a monitor's not in the budget, I just have no quit in me, so I will figure out a way. So yeah, it's kind of a, it's probably not the answer you wanted to hear. It could be done depending on your capture card. So it could be done, but it may be a little bit tricky. So here we go. The next question, and he says, okay, that Panda says that helps, but he thinks he's gonna need a bigger desk. So, okay, this is great. This is great, and I'll put a link to it in the description of my video, because I just purchased. Currently, I'm running a triple monitor setup. I have my computer, my gameplay monitor, and I have a monitor turned sideways for chat. What I purchased is arms that actually clamp to the back of the desk, and so the second monitor is actually hanging off of my desk. And this clamp, I believe, was around $75. I don't know exactly. You just have to make sure that you purchase monitors that have the right mounting brackets. And you may have to get a kit, depending on they're not much. They're like maybe $15 to $20 if they don't have the right holes. Mine worked out perfect. I just popped the stands off the back, and I did a little research ahead of time. So check what your monitor has and make sure it has the right the right placement of the holes for the bracket you get. You don't have to get the exact one I got. I got one that was a little heavier duty for a 22 to 32 inch monitor. It doesn't shake. It feels really good. And so I will throw a description of that. But if you do have a smaller desk, this is a great way for you to be able to get that second monitor without having to, and not only that, it brings everything off of your desk. So now my Switch is underneath that TV or that monitor, and there's plenty of room. And the cool thing is with these arms is the last step I have with my desk is a little more cable management. You can undo a couple screws, and there's covers, so you can hide all your cables inside these arms, and everything looks very, very clean. Very clean. So Panda says that's what he needs. So perfect. I will have a description for that in the I will have a link for that in the description. Okay. The next question here is from Steel Sand Gaming. It says, what is the most important upgrade first? PC, mic, or capture card? Well, if you're wanting to stream, you have to have a PC that's able to do it. So that I would say depends on what you're streaming. If you want to get started streaming right now and you have an Xbox or a PlayStation 4, you have everything you need. Okay, if you are wanting to stream like Switch games, then you're going to need to, get a PC and just make sure you get something. I don't have the exact specs in front of me, but Twitch and there's so much information out there. And if I can try to find a link to a good post that says exactly the kind of PC you should have, I'll try to throw that in the description as well. So the computer is going to be first if you want to be able to stream Switch games. You're going to have a capture card in order to do that. So that's going to be a must also. Here's the thing for me is that your microphone and recording to me is one of the most important things. Like the way your audio sounds, to me audio is king. It's one of the things I've always worked on to try to make sure that the audio is high quality. So the nice thing about that is you can get like a Blue Yeti, and that's what I started with, and I'll put a link to that in the description also. It's like I think they're around $100. You can get them on sale sometimes. They're a great mic for starting out. They're made by Blue, which you can see I'm using a Blue mic stand right here. Now I really like this mic stand because once it's set up, I can move this thing out of my way and it just stays. It's mounted to my desk, and it puts the mic where I need it, and then I can get out of my way when I'm just working. So that's really nice, and it does work with the Yeti. And this is about $100 mic stand. Also, I'll throw the link in the description as well. So, yeah. Based on what you're looking for, right? Like if you don't have the PC, you have to have the PC, then you have to have the capture card, and then you're going to have the microphone. So it's just the way it is. It's just the way it goes. Now, there are certain capture cards on the market. Like let's say you're just building slowly. You could get like one of the AverMedia cards, and I will throw a link in the description for this. The AverMedia cards, you can actually put an SD card in and record your gameplay. And that's actually how I started doing gameplay videos, was recording the footage with the capture card and then putting that into my computer, editing those videos. So I'll give you guys just a real quick, because again, like I said, I won't quit until I can figure something out. I would set up my Canon 7D. I would set that up with the microphone attached to it, the shotgun mic. Okay, that was set on a tripod, looking at me sitting on my couch. I would then record my gameplay and record my face, and then in post, I would put the picture-in-picture with my camera and my gameplay. So if you got just that capture card and you even set up your phone as a cam, you could start making gameplay videos for YouTube right now. It's another option for you. So there you go. Right now, if you guys are just tuning in, we're doing a Q&A about content creation. So let me know if anybody else has any more questions. I'm just looking at the chat right now. I'm doing this live. Okay, so Steele says, what kind of internet speeds makes the most sense to be able to handle streaming? So again, like Twitch has some great information on their blog about, what you will need. I think if you're anywhere, if you're single and no one else is using any bandwidth, I would say if you have, they say as low as like a 3 up, you'll be okay. But you never know, if you're using cable internet. I would say anywhere from 20 and above, you're probably going to be golden as far as your upload, right? And your download's is typically always going to be higher with your internet service provider, right? So I would say try to shoot for at least 20. That way you can stream at higher quality as well. And that's something too you got to be careful of. You don't want to put everything out at too high quality. Like if you guys are watching this later after the fact on YouTube, you're going to notice that like, man, this video is a little bit blurry. Well, I output everything on Twitch at 720, 60. I can go higher, but my bit rate has to get so high. And then people that have data caps will end up, it'll burn through their data plans faster. So that's the reason I keep everything at 720. I figure most of the time, probably the majority of the people are watching on phones. I don't know, chat, you can confirm. Are you guys watching on a screen, on a PC or on a phone? Let me know. And Panda's saying he uploads around 10 and doesn't have any issues. Let's see. I'll do one more question and then we'll wrap this thing up here. So Alexander, I'll do a couple questions. Alexander said, what kind of mic is that you're like a mile away and it's crystal clear? This is an Audio-Technica AT2035. The AT2020 is also great, but keep in mind with this microphone, you have to have a DAW, right? So you have to have some kind of a mixer or something that goes USB into my computer. The reason I have this is because it allows me to record other people's voices for my podcast when I do interviews and things like that. The other reason is because I'm a musician and I have a lot of microphones laying around. For the longest time, I used a Beta 52, I believe it was. It's a bass drum microphone. And that's what I used for a very long time, like probably 5 years. And so this is a condenser mic, meaning you have to run phantom power, and I'll go into that kind of stuff in another video for you guys so you can understand it. But essentially, I have this cranked at about half, and so condenser mics really pick up your voice very well, and so that's why I can be a little bit further away. I'm about 5 inches, 6 inches away. If you get up close, you get that proximity effect, right? It sounds nice, but again, for streaming, I don't want it right here the whole time, so it's covering my face. That's how I used to stream with everything close, just because I wanted the better quality audio. But I was always hiding behind my pop filter, right? So now I just keep it here, out of place, or a little bit away from my face. So PC, desktop, mobile. Right, so I mean, even in what we got 14 viewers right now, so we're about, for the people that answered, about half and half. So I'm gonna scroll up here. Let's see. Tom's Tech Talk in chat says, "Oh, I was watching your videos about this today. I set up my green screen and need to order more lighting." Yes, yeah. So right, I'm in the same boat. Honestly, I have one light that's cranked up so bright that I'm almost getting hot spots on my face. But they're out of stock right now. They're the Elgato key lights. I just happened to be on Amazon one day and was like, "Oh, look at this! There's one in stock at its normal price." Otherwise, they're being sold for $250 more than their retail price right now. So Elgato makes some great lighting. I highly recommend it. I can control it with my phone. You do pay a little bit more for it, but it also works with my Stream Deck, and I love the way you can adjust the warmth, or just the temperature of the light. So I highly recommend it. The other thing I do for lighting, and this may help, is I put a 100-watt bulb above my head, because that also helps. And then I push my green screen back just a little bit so that the light in my ceiling helps illuminate that green screen. And that is also helping. The only area that I'm having issue is over, let's see, which hand am I using here? My camera's backwards. Is over here or over here. I know it's on this side. that I'm getting a little bit of a shadow that gets cast, and then it looks a little funky in game. So let's see. You found panel lights, 2-pack, $50 on Amazon. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Go with it. So okay, I think that is going to do it. Oh, one last question. How do you create your backgrounds and transitions? Great question. And this is something that I was like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do really high quality backgrounds. And so this background right here, I recorded like, you know, 1080p, like super clean, and then I would put it behind me, and I had to run at like 12,000 bit rate in order to get it to look good on Twitch, which means that's eating up other people's, that's eating up the viewers' data. And also Twitch doesn't like you above 6,000. So I converted that video into a GIF, and then I just do an image capture on OBS, and that's what puts the background behind me. The same thing is true with my transitions. They're GIFs. Now, I have my Stream Deck set up so that it does a multi-action, which I go into in another video. I'll try to put that video up here if you want to check that out. But essentially, when I press one button, it transitions to the GIF of Mario driving, and then it then transitions to another scene. So I can go from like chatting like I'm doing here to gameplay, and then back and forth. If I like the duck hunt dog that I do, like here's, if you guys want to see, you know, here's my duck hunt dog, right? And I'm like, oh, this guy's, he's always laughing at me. He's always laughing at me. That's a multi-action that I have to, when I press that button, and there's the Mario transition. When I press that button, it triggers a sound that I've built into that scene, and it also triggers the dog. And then when I press that button again, it turns that sound off, and then I can transition to another scene. So, and that's with the Stream Deck. So it may not be something, if you don't have the Stream Deck, it's going to be a little bit tricky, but you can set up some hotkeys on your keyboard, stuff like that. So there you go. That's going to do it for the first episode of Twitch Chat. I think I'm going to throw this out in audio form as well on as a podcast. So thank you guys so much in chat for the questions and for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Again, 10 a.m. Wednesday mornings, we'll do a live Q&A. If you got questions about streaming, come hang out. Twitch.tv/N64Josh. You got any comments or, you know, questions down below, or you just leave them down below. And again, I'll try to make sure I get all the links that I mentioned in the description, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.